ladies and gentlemen. This is the day one of the highly anticipated 36th Annual Delegates Congress. Under the theme, Strength Through Unity, Collaborating for a Resilient Tomorrow. It is now time to introduce to the House the aspirants for the National Executive Committee. That is the President, Secretary General, and many others. So to handle the introduction is the Electoral Commissioner. EC, please do us the honors.
Yeah, hello. Good evening, everyone. Please, do you have our PPT? Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you. And can we see the face behind this voice?
Okay, a second.
Thank
But
you.
I wanted to find out if you already have our PPT.
Organa?
No, please.
Okay, please, we don't have it.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Organizer, please, you can make him the co-host.
Then I would have to.
Yeah, you are the co-host now. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so I would have to drop off and join with my PC instead. So give me a second.
D, sorry. I'm trying to reach you. Please call me back. Thanks. Yes, boss.
So you go do me sugar boy. Well, I said me, I know they really mind. No. You say you go do me anyhow. All the dream bend me I told on about me down. Hold on, I am me. Hold on, I'm a hold on, I should give me. Hold on, I'm a Kim. See ya. Hold on, I'm a Kim. See ya. Hold on, about me down. Hold on, I am me. Hold on, I'm a hold on, I should give me. Hold on, I'm a Kim. See ya. Hold on, I'm a Kim. See ya.
If I ever know, see, I just kite the good old days. How we swore to spend all of our old age. And I want to be together always. I just eat one, maybe 2, 3. Me, I lose God, and it kills me. See, I'm not perfect, and I got flaws. Try searching your heart, see, I'm all yours. See, I'm your Mr. Right, I'm not wrong. So believe in me, G, I'm no fraud. She was a devil in a red dress. Realize that she planned it from the onset. All my texts, she won't reply. Pick up the phone, I'm on the line. Make it against, they wanna cry. Deep inside, I can't deny. It's only you, I know they lie.
So you go do me sugar boy. Well, I said me, I know they really mind. No. You say you go do me anyhow. All the dream bend me I told on about me down. Hold on, I am me. Hold on, I'm a hold on, I should give me. Hold on, I'm a Kim.
Hello.
Hold on, I'm a Kim. See ya. Hold on, about me down. Hold on.
Hello. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I have access to share. Please, can you make me a co-host?
If you are the co-host, you can go ahead.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Please, I hope you can see my screen now.
Sure, we can.
Okay. Sorry for keeping you on. We have a few aspirants for the election. My name is Amos. I'm with the EC committee. So these are the positions that are available for the upcoming election. We have a slot for presidential, vice president, secretary, financial controller, organizer, and women's commissioner. So for the presidential slot, we have Edna Yawa Akura Asasi. If I butcher your name, please forgive me. She is with the Beijing chapter. Then we have David Yao Mensa from Nanchang. For the vice president slot, we have only one person, Bernard Crunchy. He's with Hangzhou. The general secretary slot, we have Yero Mary Annam Pok. She's with Nanchang chapter. The financial controller, we have only one person, Edward Sefa Yao Sefa. He's with Tianjin chapter. Then the organizer, we have Eugene Osu Ampao Ansa. He's with Changsha chapter. For Women's Commissioner, we have Love Tope Nyama. She's with Xian chapter. So these are the nomination that we have for the upcoming election. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
EC, please,
So
a
over
quick
to
one.
you.
And please, EC, please, can you repeat again for the sake of those
Okay.
that just joined?
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Sure. So I'm just going to go through. I think I can share. So I think I have a bigger screen for that. Okay, so these are the names. I don't know whether it's. I think this is too small. So I just go through the slide again, so that. So for the presidential slot, we have these two candidates. We have Edna Yawa Akura Asase. She's with Beijing. Then David Yao Mensa, he's with Nanchang chapter. So these are the two people that we have for the presidential. For the vice president, we have only one person, Bernard Crunchy. The general secretary, we have only one person, Yero Mary Annam Pok. She's with the Nanchang chapter. Then the financial controller, we have Edward Sefa. He's with Tianjin. Then the organizer, we have Eugene Usuampa Ansa. He's with the Changsha chapter. Then the Women's Commissioner, we have Love Tope Nyama. So these are the aspirants for the upcoming election. Over to you, Ezzy.
Okay. Thank you so much, Electoral Commissioner. Fellow
Please,
delegates,
I'm the secretary. I think my chairman.
okay.
Yeah, I think I wanted him to say. Maybe you hear from him very soon, but these are the aspirants for the upcoming election.
So please, can we continue?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Secretary to the EC, for that. Fellow delegates, ladies and gentlemen, these are your qualified candidates for the national positions. Thank you, aspirants, for your willingness to serve the chapter. We would like to get interactive with our aspirants. We would like to know a thing or two about them. So we are going to have a short interview session with all of them. Please, if you're an aspirant, kindly turn on your camera. We need to see you because we are going to vote for you. We need to see who we are voting for. So please turn on your cameras so that we can see you. Okay. Would like to start with the interview session. And I would also like to inform congressmen and women that please, this is also an opportunity for you to ask them questions. If you have any question, after we are done, you can raise your hand and then ask them questions as well. If you cannot also speak, you can put your questions in the chat box. I'll read it to them, and I'm sure anytime they are called upon to answer, they are going to gladly answer all your questions. We'd like to start with the WUCOM. The aspirants, her name is Love Tope Nyama. Honorable Love, are you here?
Yeah, Madam Moderator, I think there is a hand up who, I don't know
Okay,
if you can.
okay. Yeah. Okay, Kofi Senate, please let's hear from you.
Okay, thank you very much. To all Congress, I just have a concern with this one. Well, because they are yet to go to vetting. And so if we interact with them and later some people are not able to pass, what then happens? So I was thinking that they should go to vetting first. Then after they have passed the vetting, then we can now interact with them. This is my suggestion. Thank you.
Okay, duly noted. Since this aspect was included in the program, we'd like to hear what the president has to say concerning this matter, if we should go ahead or we should do that at a later date. So, National President, please, there's a concern. Let's hear from you, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Salina. And then thank you very much, Senator Kofi. So Senator Kofi has brought our attention to this. So congressmen and women, what do we think about it? They are about to start vetting in the next 14 minutes. But as a normal way or traditions of the Congress, we normally would like to see them and then chat with them. But they are about to go to Congress, they're about to go to vetting. So should we allow them to go to the vetting? Those who will pass will come so that we interact with them, or we should just let them say whatever they want to say to us so that they can go for the vetting. And then after, they'll come and read their manifestos to us. Then we can get an opportunity to ask them questions. So please, congressmen and women, what do we all think? Please, can we raise hands to see and bring our comments on board? So as official, okay. Honorable Isha, please, you have the floor. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. President. I think I agree with Mr. Kofi. Since they are yet to go for vetting, maybe they can just show us their faces and then we get to know who they are, but not necessarily interact with them or ask them any question. And then after the vetting, if they pass vetting and then they come and read their manifesto, then we ask them our questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Isha. And please, Malan from Changsha Delegate, please. You can also tell us what you think. Malan, Changsha Delegate. Malan, please, can we hear from you? Hello, sir.
Okay, so in my opinion, this Malan from Chansha. In my opinion, I agree with sister who just spoke. So there is vetting pending, but for they having the let me say the courage and the passion to serve us, I think it's good to just let us see them and probably not interact that much with them, but so we see them. And since there is time for reading of the manifestos after the vetting, I think that would be great. So I concur to that suggestion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I think since we've heard, okay, Justice, please, Justice, Chancellor Delegate. Justice.
President, thank you. I think I agree with the two honorable people that made the suggestion. However, I think you should also adhere to the constitutional rules. So we have to know what the Constitution says about these things before we go other way. So let's try to consult the Constitution and see what is there before you do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Justice. So the Constitution doesn't really require congressmen and women to interrogate them, or to, this one is solely the work of the vetting committee. But we just wanted to meet our future leaders, hear from them before they go to vetting. So I think that the conversation we've had so far and deliberation, okay. Justice, is your hand still up? Justice, please. Okay, thank you. It has been lowered. Okay, great. So I think, Ms. Selina, from what congressmen and women has decided so far, what we can do is that we just want to hear from our future NEC officers, the aspirants. They can just mention their name and then the position that they are vying for. That's all. And maybe their chapter. That's all. And then we allow them to go. Thank you.
Well noted, National President. So we can hear from them. We get to know their name, their school, their position, then they can prepare to go for vetting. So please, we'll start with the WUCOM aspirants. Honorable Love Topenyama, please, are you here? Honorable Love, please, are you here with us? Okay. The aspirants for the organizing position, Owusu Ampiao, Eugene Ansa. Please, are you here?
I'm here.
Please let us hear from you before you go for vetting. Kindly turn on your camera so we can see you. Thank you.
Me. Okay, so thank you, Honorable Moderator, and all protocols observed. Fellow colleagues, my name is Engineer Eugene Anso Usuampao. I am studying with Central South University, a PhD student of transportation engineering. And I am vying for the post of the national organizer, ready to serve as your humble servant. I'm happy to be here. If you give me the note, I will follow what my predecessors have done and also add up what I have to offer. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. The aspirant for the position of the financial controller, Sefa Edward Yao. Please, are you here? Let's hear from you, please.
All right, greetings to the General Assembly and all the NEC and all protocols observed. So I'm actually aspiring for the position of the financial controller, and I'm currently a student in Tianjin University. So basically I'm in the Tinging chapter.
Senior
And
AD, our
yeah.
future FC, please, we would like to see your face. Because when the EC people were mentioning, I think when they mentioned you couldn't see, great. You're looking good, sir. Great.
I believe I can be seen now, right? So
exactly, we can see you.
Greetings once again to the fellow assembly, the General Assembly. And I said I'm actually Sefai Dodial from currently a student in Cheng University, so basically in Tinging chapter. So I'm aspiring for the position of the financial controller, willing to serve the union and the chapter as a whole in terms of like financial kind of like department and also financial reporting. So I just duly wish or hope to make it happen. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The aspirant for the position of the General Secretary, Honorable Yarrow Mary Anam Pok. Please, are you here? Let's hear from you.
Good evening to NEC officials, all protocols reserved and observed. My name is Yarrow Mary Anam Pok. I am currently the Secretary for Nanchan chapter. I am in Jiangsu University of Finance and Economics, first year master's student finance. I'm vying for the position of the National Secretary because I believe I can contribute to the union interest level. I am willing to serve wholeheartedly, and I hope it will be a great experience for me. Thank you all.
Thank you too. Please, is the WUCOM aspirant ready now? Honorable Laptop Penyama.
Yes, please, she's here.
Okay. Please, let's hear from you.
Hello, good evening. Can I be heard? Sorry.
Yes, you can.
Sorry. My name is Laughter Penyama, and I was the past WUCOM for Xi'an, and I'm currently aspiring to be the WUCOM National, and then I attend Northwestern Polytechnical University in Xi'an. Thank you. And I hope to be more and also continue from where our Honorable WUCOM stopped, because I know she did so much, and I hope to carry on with the baton and then carry on with the good name she left. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Aspiring for the position of the Vice President, Bernard Cranche. Please, are you here? Let's hear from you.
Good evening, Madam Moderator. Good evening to Congress and all protocols observed. My name is Bernard Cranche. I am in Zhejiang Gongshan University, reading Science in Business Administration. I am part of Hangzhou Nugs-China, and I'm vying for the position of the Vice Presidency. I believe that we all can come together and build a more vibrant Nugs to make our stay in China better. So I'm counting on your support. Thank you.
Thank you too, Honorable Bernard. Vying for the position of the President. Here is where the problem is, because it's not just one person. There are two. We'll take from Honorable Edna Yawa Ikra Asase first, then Honorable David Yao Mensah will follow suit. So Honorable Edna, please, the platform is yours.
Please pardon me, my background is a bit messy. My name is Edna. Can I be heard, please?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Please, you're audible.
Okay, thank you all. Yes, please. Thank you for the opportunity once again. My name is Akura Asase Edna. Akura Asase Edna Yawa. I am a third-year PhD student from the University of International Business and Economics here in Beijing. I am vying for the position of President of the National Executive of NUTS. the national president of National Union of Ghana Students. I come on board with a lot of soft skills, especially inclusivity. I believe in inclusive leadership where everybody will be involved in the progress and unity of whatever union it is that I am serving. So this is me. I have a lot to offer, and when the time is due, I will present to you what I have and what I come along with. Thank you very much. Your aspiring president, Asase Edna.
Thank you so much. Honorable David Yao Mensah, please, let's hear from you.
Thank you. I can't see your phone. I need to mute myself.
Hello. Hello. Can I please be heard?
Yes, please, David, we can hear you. Can you also
All
hear?
right. All right.
My voice is a little bit down, so please, let's hear from you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Moderator and Congress. All protocol observed. My name is David Yao Mensah. I'm outgoing chapter president of Nantan chapter. I'm currently in Nantan, and I'm studying in Junction University of Finance and Economics, Masters in Business Administration first year. And I'm vying for the position of the National President of Nugs-China. Yeah, I am very willing and ready to serve, and I will surely deliver. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to Honorable David Yao Mensah. And we wish all aspirants the best. May you all pass through the vetting successfully and then come back to read the manifesto to us. Thank you all. Moving on, would like to take a 30 minutes dinner break for us to take something and then come back at exactly 7 o'clock p.m. to have a special time with our special guest. So media, you can help us with some musical interlude while we go take our dinner and then come back at exactly 7 o'clock p.m. to continue with the program. Thank you.
Let's have a look. I think this is a very crucial area of interest for many of us who are looking to transition from academic life to the professional world. There are quite a few opportunities. There are quite many opportunities that you can career opportunities at home that you can sort of delve into. Looking at the industry growth in Ghana or wherever you are right now. Many countries are experiencing significant growth in technology, finance, healthcare, and hospitality. And it translates to a demand for skilled professionals. There are also many ways of acquiring certifications and qualifications online these days. I know a couple people who've gotten 3 or 4 certifications just from taking online courses and have been able to secure jobs after these programs. There are also another career opportunity at home is entrepreneurship. I think now more than ever, social media has sort of helped many young entrepreneurs start their own businesses at home. Most of the people I know at least are graduates who are creating their own opportunities, which cater to local needs and regional needs as well. And in rare cases, even national needs. These programs and funding options have increasingly become available to support these small ventures. There are also initiatives like the government initiatives, where the government will introduce various initiatives to sort of boost employment and then skill development. Moving on to career opportunities abroad, as well as within our own country or within our local areas, there's also a global demand for skills abroad. There's a high demand for skilled professionals in many developed countries in sectors like IT and engineering, also healthcare, and acquiring certifications and staying updated with the global industry standards can enhance your employability. There are also scholarships and international scholarships and internships. There are many international organizations and educational institutions professional, which offer scholarships and internships, which do not only support financial needs, but also provide valuable experience and global exposure. And then with networking and professional organizations, joining international professional bodies and networks helps to open doors to even to more job opportunities. Attending conferences such as these and seminars can also help expand your professional connections. In conclusion, I think the world now is brimming with so much opportunities for whoever is ready to seize them. So whether you choose to build your career at home or explore prospects abroad, wherever you want to do it, you should, I think, just focus on learning, networking, and should be able to, yeah, adapt yourself wherever you are. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this session has provided you with valuable insights and inspiration for your career opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Leo. Our special guest is really loaded, and it is now time for a special session with her. To facilitate that session is the National WOCOM, Honorable Mefia Akumia Boti. Honorable Mefia, please take over. Honorable Mami, please, are you here? Honorable Mami Efia Akumia Boti. Please, are you with us?
Please, she's joining in a minute. She was assigned to something else, so she's joining in just a minute. Thank you.
Thank you. Media, please, you can give us a musical interlude while we wait for Mami.
Your attention makes me feel special. You for know we've been walking through sticks and stones for so long. The pictures be brave of phones so open me. Would you ever brave on me phone so bad? Why you they worry when people see me with you? Why you they bore that I posted a picture we took? If the love we share is real, or do you way post to me? And for me to post to me. Post me on Twitter, post to me. Post me on Facebook, post to me. Post me on WhatsApp, post to me. Post me on Insta, yeah. Baby, pewo, pesitri, uniada tia, unibedi injini. My brown one team for free. Makume mua, nemasi uyini. When they know you're in love, they go talk about us. This how they the party. Why you they worry when people see me with you? Why you they bore that I posted a picture we took? is real. Other you way, post to me. And for me, post to me. Post me on Twitter, post to me. Post me on Facebook, post to me. Post me on WhatsApp, post to me. Post me on Insta, yeah. What else? Oh, so cool. I mean, you know what? Where the girls at? Where the boys at? We are going to we are to my washi. Uni be a suya quad of 4. I feel Benjamin so I see Kedro. Mammy,
Thank you so much, media. Honorable Mami, please, are you with us? Okay. While we wait for her to join, would like to give the platform to Dr. Patricia Owusu-Darkon to do a presentation on the topic. Then after she is done, I'm hopeful that Honorable Mami will join in to take over with the Q&A. So Doctor, please, the platform is yours. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Selena, I think Dog is also having a challenge. She was in, but she went off. I think she said her network. So Dog will join us very soon. So if you can still continue with the music or something, she'll join us very soon. I'm in touch with her.
What else? Inti kama bome homo deno. Macho me bua no amana beno. E kom de mi ana wa meno. Enenya me to mi se ma se minwen ho. Mini bi ne busua bu mi lamojin. Kakraba me hu ye hu me kanko. Menye bia we se ma me twili limousine. Ye se me dwen wo ho. You figure say I come joke. Adake mu wa shinti ma me bele. Breme chingana ma me ice cube. Kala for no we him I say what. Bring sick and the same for iTunes. Obianya the sick and moya ho paperwork. And your family chain and the con square. Mema usu ade me ye juma or what I wear. Se see and I'm one day and them compare. They me can say what else?
At the age of 30, Obenya 40, no new year sim. Obisu who battery no, Obenya 50, Abomu Amano. One way now, Obin Maria, and Tressa was my patent. Obidia Banopa, Obidia Banimra, Namimra, a face to Abba to Mrs. Oh, sweet, Shessa, and I a Gucci, I was the bay, or himself.
Thank you so much, media. Thank you so much. Honorable Mami is here with us, so we'll give the platform to her. Honorable Mami, kindly take over and facilitate this session. Thank you. Honorable Mami, please, are you here? Please, are you with us? Media, please continue with the song for us. Thank you.
It's not been true. It be only God who know the sad truth. The time every movie know they pass through. But I knew one day my prophecy go come true. And then yami come away. I want you to come when I do man come away. Baby pa me free and yami come away. But too many shame and I do man come away. Or saying come away. And then men me near. Ya two moon me be. The same men me be. I don't know me fear. Ya time for kick out me chin and yan on me tea. When you go pon why you be was said you need. Hey. So baby, what's it that you won't go out there? I don't feel that will be a see you want to say. And then you know I am I push you. I am I push you. I push you. No matter what happened in your life, believe that one day you go see the light. Say why you here and you say why you're white. It no be human, it be God in might. God Almighty. Tina mena my say, and you will see me free me, and you mena me say. They try to pull me down, we live to see another day. My hustle very hard when you mena me pay. I can't for me say, hey. Or see me who na ferry. Me who we are about me and Pame who are ferry. Or then who to nip us on a crown who I say. But your breath for me and mama home. Hey. So baby, what's it that you won't go out there? I don't feel that will be a see one to say. And then you I am I push you. I am I push you. I am I push you. I am push you. No matter what happened in your life.
Hello, please can I be heard?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Right. All right. So, good evening, congressmen and women. So, for this session with Dr. Patricia Usudako, she'll be talking about identifying career opportunities home and abroad after school, right? So for this session, Dr. Patricia would give a presentation. Then afterwards, it will be followed by the question and answer session. So please, in the course of her presentation, you can be typing in your questions in the chat box. And then once she's done, I can start reading them out and then she'll address it. So Dr. Patricia, please, you can start with the presentation now.
Okay. Mommy, do I have to show my face, or I can do without showing my face?
Please, we prefer to see your face.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Have you done my introduction already?
Yes, please. I think it was. Hello, Selena, please, was the introduction done?
Yes, please.
Hello? Yes, please, has already been done.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear you, so I thought maybe you introduced me whilst I can, but that's not, never mind.
Please,
Okay.
we can do it again if you want. Or
I couldn't be a bad idea. I think I want to know what you said about me.
okay, we can repeat it. Selena, please, can Mr. Leo Jean also like do again? Or?
Yes, please. Honorable Leo of Chandra chapter, kindly reintroduce our special guest.
Hello, I just entered the bus, so forgive me for the background noise. So yeah, I am very honored to introduce our special guest today, a highly esteemed individual whose contributions to education and research have left a significant mark in our academic community. Dr. Patricia Owusu-Darko is a senior lecturer and deputy director at the Institute of Research in Innovation and Development at Mass Technical University. Her vast experience and dedication to innovation and development have made her a beacon of excellence in her field. Moreover, she serves as the president of the Institute of Hospitality Ghana, where her leadership has inspired many in the industry. We are privileged to have her today with us to share her insights on everything. Thank you. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Patricia Owusu-Darko. Thank you. Thank you. Hello?
Hello, thank you so much, Mr. Leo. Please, Dr. Patricia, please, the floor is yours now.
Yes. Okay. Hello, everybody. To share my thoughts with you, and it'll be like things that are planted. Can I please share my slide? Mommy, can I share my slide?
Yes, please. Organizer, please, can you make Dr. Patricia? Okay, yes, please. You made the co-host. You can share.
Okay. But looks like some people are trying to enter, so I don't get distracted. Maybe you can disable the waiting room so that I can
right.
share my
Organizer. All right, organizer, please disable the waiting room, please.
Okay, so I'm sharing my slide, and I hope everyone can see my slide. Mommy, please, can you see my slide?
Yes, please, I can see it. It's
okay,
clear.
Thank you. Very good. Okay, so my task this morning is to just reiterate what you already know and maybe add a little bit of color to it. So I don't maybe claim to know everything, but I hope that by the time I'm done, we'll be able to share some rich experiences. Okay, so the topic I'll have to deal with is identifying career opportunities at home and abroad after school, under the theme for the Congress, Strength Through Unity, Collaborating for a Resilient Tomorrow. So normally what I do is I try to break up my topic or the theme so that maybe the spirit or the brain behind the organizers choosing that particular topic will really come to the fore. So with my overview of the presentation, I have some definitions, then I'll do a little bit of introduction, career goals, job search, and then we do look at some nuggets for a resilient career, and then I'll bring some conclusions here. Okay, so the key words I'll take from the theme first. As I iterated from the theme is strength through unity, collaborating for a resilient tomorrow. So I hope you can all hear me okay.
Yes, we can.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay, so some of the definitions we have are from the theme, proper strength is the quality or state of being physically strong, or what I prefer, the capacity of an object to withstand great force or pressure. So we are looking at our tomorrow, and we need a capacity to be able to withstand whatever the future throws at us. So I'll pick that definition for strength. And then unity is a state of being joined together as a whole. As we go down the line, you realize the importance of unity and collaborations in all that we do when we come to the world of work. And then collaboration is working together with one or more people to complete a project, a task, or to develop ideas or processes. Now, what the trend is now in the world of work, in the world of research, publishing, etc., is we want to see some bit of collaboration. We don't want to see Dr. Patricia Usuda alone going at something. We would prefer it if maybe Dr. Pat had a model, joins with Dr. Edu Yeboah, and then joins with Dr. Apia, and then together the model is able to, it's more robust than if we just have Dr. Pat's food science idea. And then resilience is to successfully adapt difficult and challenging life experiences through mental, emotional, and behavioral flexibility and adjustment to external and internal demands. Simply put, to be able to bounce back when you face difficult situations. And tomorrow is the great unknown future. So I like us to pick on resilience now from the British Psychological Society's point of view and look at the aspects of resilience that we need to look at coming into our workspace when we are done with school. Okay, so if you talk about resilience, we are talking about emotional resilience, resilient thinking, and then balance and recovery. These are very, very, very important, especially if you come to the workplace where there is a lot of demands on you emotionally, physically, and psychologically. So under the emotional resilience, what the aspects are the social connections, the positive emotions, and the emotion regulation. Under resilient thinking, we have flexible thinking, the ability to be able to think and flip your thinking without really showing it on your face that there was a disturbance in your system. And then optimism is what everybody in the progressive work environment needs. And the balance and recovery, they are balanced demands from our private work life, demands from our workspace, demands from our social life. Are we able to balance it all? And then self-care. Is it that important to us that we take care of ourselves or we just go working to we own ourselves thin? So according to Professor Marston, the capacity of a dynamic system to adapt successfully to challenges that threaten the function, survival, and future of the development of a system is what we mean by resilience. So I believe that on this forum, we are trying to inculcate that quality of resilience in you. So that when you leave school, go to the workspace, you have that resilience that whatever happens, you are going to bounce back and nothing is going to derail your system. Even you can even take Nugs-China. Are you resilient enough so nothing throws your balance overboard? Okay, so let's look at the topic and then I pick the definitions, and then at the end of the day, we'll look at the three letters or the three words that stand out for me that I'm going to really focus my discussion on. So we have identifying. You identify something, you want to establish that something or someone is who they say they are. And so right now, it's after your bachelor's, after your master's, after your PhD, you should be able to identify and establish that this is where I want to be. For maybe short term, this is where I want to be, long term, this is where I want to be in the very near future or in the distant future. And the career also means an occupation or a profession, especially one that you have been trained for. A job is what you do to give you money. You can use your career as a job, but you can't use your job as a career. So for instance, I'm trained as a biochemist or food scientist, and I'm teaching. So I'm using my job of teaching to get money to take care of my children, and then I'm using the biochemistry I learned to teach in my job. So it's like the job is broader. You can use the career is broader. You can use your career in your job, but then you cannot use your job in your career. So basically, the job is what gives you your daily. The Ghanaians will say "wala tu wala," so your daily survival money, and then the opportunities are the times that has or set of circumstances that make it possible for you to do something. So as we move around, there may be some opportunities that may hit us, but because our minds are focused somewhere else. For instance, I'm a biochemist, and one would say, oh, a biochemist has to work in the hospital. A biochemist or a food biochemist will have to work in the food industry. But then, what about an opportunity like teaching that will help me to impart what I know, to develop research and develop more recipes for those in industry to be able to use? So the opportunities can come in various ways, but it depends on us to be able to know the timings and the set of circumstances that will help us to be able to harness for our career progression. And home is where you live permanently. I believe that almost all of you, I mean, in Nugs or in China now, have lived in Ghana for at least 15 years. So if you did your first degree there, then maybe you lived in Ghana for between 15 and 18 years before you were left for China or abroad. If you are doing your master's, then maybe you passed 20 before going. And so we have
Hello.
Please, am I?
Hello, Presido, please. No, please. Dr. Patricia, please hold on. Presido, please, can you mute your mic? Okay, yes. Dr. Patricia, please, you can continue.
Thank
Sorry.
you. Then and abroad is just a foreign country, and you know here in Ghana, we always say, "Oh, quite abroad, he's going abroad, he's going abroad." I think abroad is anything outside your country of origin where you are comfortable. Even if it's Togo, it's abroad because that is beyond the territorial scope of Ghana. And then after school is just after graduation at whatever level you are at. If it's at the bachelor's level, PhD level, master's level, postdoc level, wherever you are at, we are thinking of your career opportunity after that. So the words that have really resonated with me during my preparation of the presentation are resilient career opportunities. So I'm going to look at that because eventually when you go get the work, you need to be resilient within that workplace that you find yourself. So by means of introduction, I think it's more of questions than just phrases. So the questions are, what do I want to do? So this will involve you taking some time out to plan the career. Even if you're in the middle of your PhD, where do you really want to go? If you didn't come on a study leave, where do you really want to go? Do I want to go? What do I really want to do? Do I want to go into teaching, to industry, or I want to be my own boss? I want to create work for people to be employed. And then where do I want to be? Do I want to stay in China? Do I want to go to Europe, to US, to Australia? Do I want to come back to Ghana? These are questions you should ask because that will influence how you prepare yourself for the future or for the tomorrow we are thinking about. So what do you have to do? You need to be able to explore the opportunities both locally and internationally. And Mami, I think that am I still the person to allow people in?
No,
because
please.
it appears on my screen and it makes me think maybe I have to. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so what is it that where is it that I want to do? Where do I want to go? So what you have to do is to try to explore and compare career opportunities both locally and internationally. So as per my passion, as per where I really want to be and my drive, do I want to come back to Ghana? Do I want it internationally? Exactly where on the globe do I want to be? Then you do that strategic approach to job hunting. Because with the training you have, you can work anywhere. You just have to be strategic. in where you want to be. That is, if you are not bound by any conditions of study leave. But at this point, I'd like to say that if you left on a study leave from your workplace, please, please, please try and come and fulfill the duties of the study leave, because now the YOCO is very, very, very strict. The police are on the alert. Interpol is on the alert. So if you are given a study leave for maybe KNUST, maybe KSTU, Legon, or whatever you were given the study leave, and you finish and decide not to come, they will trace you, track you, and get you. So let's try, if you're on a study leave, you try and come, or if you don't come, try and come and pay whatever they spent on you, so that it doesn't appear as if you are trying to play smart. Or do I want to go into entrepreneurship? For me, I think I really want to encourage a lot of young people to go into entrepreneurship, because you know where you are now in China, a lot of a greater part of the economy revolves around, the private sector. People have their businesses and they run it so well, and so they're able to pay their due to increase the GDP or to contribute to the GDP. So I think entrepreneurship too is a way to go. You don't always have to have your tie on and try to look for a job. You can look for a job, but in that wise, you have to be very, very strategic. You have to get very strict controls, because people want to play it smart on their employees. Here in Ghana, people want to maybe keep some of the money, not use superior quality goods that you have been purchased for the work. So it's important to make sure that if you go into entrepreneurship, you employ people, then you make sure that there are very good checks and balances there. Okay, so first of all, you know yourself, you are going out there for work. So what you have to do is to do a personal SWOT analysis. This is not an institutional SWOT analysis or workplace SWOT analysis. So you know yourself and you know your capabilities and abilities. So you have to do an objective analysis. You take, this one is not just thinking about it. You take a pen and paper, write down all your secret weaknesses that nobody even knows. Write everything down. Your fears, your weaknesses, your fantasies, everything you are gifted with. Then you write down your qualifications, your all the short courses, continuous personal development, and everything that you have done. If you have this down, then you can confidently put yourself out there. If maybe there's an advertisement for maybe a procurement officer in the UN, and you know that you are not someone who can keep time. If they say deadline, submit your human relations assignment at 3 o'clock. It is 3:45 that you are looking for references. You know, you can't work there. So you have to do a very critical analysis of yourself, your temperament, your nature, and all that. Put it down, and then you'll be able to match it up when you see the job advertisements. And then you have to identify, in the analysis you try and look at your passions and your interests, because sometimes the job itself may not really be interesting, but your passion for the job and your drive will keep you going. So you look at your passions and the drive and see how those align with the potential career, what you want to do. In the meantime, if maybe you think that what you are doing now, your course may be, okay, you may need a little bit of an enhanced training in something that is offered free online or even paid for online, and you have the time within your academic obligations, that you can add that. So by the time you are done with the academic obligation, you have a value addition that you can leverage on. Okay, so the self-assessment thing that we have to do. For me, what we can do is take time and reflect upon yourself. Reflect critically, leaving no stone unturned. Everything, what things that you have. Then after the reflection, you do an introspection and then accept it. Then you see what you have to do. Maybe you need someone to remind you. Maybe you have a course mate that can remind you to be turning in maybe if it's 2 days before the time, the course mate can tell you, those are the actions that you take. The course mate can tell you that, oh, maybe parts, it is in 2 days you'll be submitting. So can you please try and put your thing together? I'll be submitting mine in the morning of the deadline, can I submit it alongside? So if you have someone who can push you like that, then it means that maybe it will help you cure your procrastination. And then there are other things like maybe lack of self-confidence and all that. You can do all that, and then after reflecting and taking the actions necessary to mitigate all the weaknesses, you'll be able to come out as an assertive you, someone that is not made up, someone that is really you, and then you can put yourself out there. Because if you hide it, a job interview will reveal it, and now somebody will tell you your weakness will be very, very harsh. So it means that you need to be able to have the self-assessment plan, go through it, and then write everything down so you'll be able to act on it and be a better you, so that you can market yourself even better. Okay, and then again, right now we want to have a career. We want to go out there and have a career. So what do we need as someone going in, being trained in a career to go in for a job? Now you have to set very smart career goals. You need to be specific about what you want, and you need to have measurable quantities. I mean, the goals should be measurable, should be achievable, relevant, and time-bound. When you look at the achievable, maybe you are someone who is not very good in maths. You cannot do maths. Well, there's a job opening. The only opening there is SHS maths, and you have to go and teach differentiation and integration. I mean, this is something that you are going to kill yourself if you go in for such. And so there are certain things that you need to put into perspective when you are setting your goals. But remember that the goals will have to be specific, they should be measurable, they should be smart, relevant, and time-bound. And I'll give you an example, 2 examples in the next slide. And it's important to be able to differentiate between our short-term and our long-term objectives, so that you can be able to have it on a roadmap and maybe applaud ourselves if we're able to chalk the milestones. Every milestone, you give yourself a plus or give yourself a treat. Maybe you can go and get yourself some nice milkshake or something after achieving a milestone. But we need to be able to have, these smart goals. And the smart goals, no matter how they are going to make us successful. So I'd like us to look at 2 very important examples. And this one, I'm picking these examples from the Bible. We have the story of Noah. Noah was contacted by God to build an ark. And if you look at how God instructed Noah, he told him to build an ark of gopher wood, 300 cubits measurable, 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, 50 cubits high. They should do it in 7 months, and when the earth will be destroyed, take male and female animals of each. So there was a specific instruction. Noah was told to go for gopher wood. They were measured, and he agreed with God. Of course, who can even argue with God? So he agreed with God on the conditions, and then Noah accepted to do whatever was supposed to be done. And it was realistic because no one knew about boats, so he could build a boat. Maybe if it was me, God would have asked me to use food to do something, because I don't even know how to hit a nail right on a hammer. I may hit my finger. So, but for Noah, God used the boat because he knew how to build a boat. And then, yes, it was time framed. They had to start and then finish within 7 months. So, still on the career goals, Noah needed to discuss the planning with God, the size, the type of food, the animals to be excluded and included, and why the flood was coming. So God explains and refines the goals to Noah until Noah is very clear about it. So the goals for the success of Noah's task, it was smart, specific, measurable, they agreed upon, and then realistic and time frame. Let's look at a second example still from the Bible, and that is that is for Noah. Just a minute. Okay, so the second one that was unsuccessful. Those who know the Bible stories, those who are not Christians, so I'm using the Bible stuff. Those are the very clear examples that came into my head when I was preparing. So in the Bible, there's a story about the Tower of Babel. There were some people who came together and said to themselves, come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly. So they used the bricks and then they used brick instead of stone and then tar instead of mortar and made the bricks. So even the standards were not adhered to. And after they had made the bricks, they realized that they had nothing for the bricks. So, okay, now come, let's build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens so that we may make a name for ourselves. We will be scattered over the face of the whole earth. So these people just had the bricks because they saw they could make bricks. And then they told themselves, okay, let's make a tower and then make ourselves a name. So what really was the concept behind their engaging in the building of the Tower of the Babel, apart from making a name for themselves? Was it that they saw that people were homeless, so they were building it and they were building to specific measures and standards? So there was no conceptualization, nobody sat together, nobody planned anything. And so at the end of the day, that that could have been a very nice edifice for the world. It failed because they didn't plan, and they just used, the spur of the moment decision, and so they couldn't achieve it. So let's take the stories. If you don't know about the stories, Noah was successful because there were specific standards and measurables that had to be adhered to. But in the case of the Tower of Babel, it was unsuccessful because the project from the onset don't have any concept and there was no planning. So if you look at the successful one, I'll just maybe briefly look at it so we really see what happened. So in the case of Noah's project, there were objectives for every one of them. There were objectives for every person who had to work on the project. So they had the objectives for the woodcutters, they had to cut the wood and then whatever they had to do. There were objectives for the carpenters, and there were objectives for the animal handlers to find the best looking ones, get them 2 by 2. And because they were successful in the conceptualizations, they were able to implement it. So this same thing comes in when we are looking at a career. You have to approach your career as a project. So have your goals, have your objectives, and make sure that you work towards it. Probably if maybe your career that you are really fantasizing about, you really crave for, or you really want, needs maybe something in an IT or a knowledge in a software, it means that you may have to invest and get yourself up to scratch so you can apply for that career. Because sometimes just only one thing that will distinguish you from the other person who you are competing with. Because, okay, now we are narrowing it down to your job search. Now you are finished school, and then, or you are in the middle of about finishing school, 6 months to finishing school. You don't have to wait till you finish before you start the job search. So maybe if it's a 2-year program, in the beginning of the second year, you start the job search. And then for international advertisements, maybe even take a whole year for all that. So you start in the career, and then you start looking for jobs that will match you. Because there are some of them who allow you to even work whilst you are in school. With COVID, a blessing COVID gave us with online, the proliferation of online working, you can even work whilst you are in school and on some jobs. So you have to be intentional about finding the job. You don't have to sit and expect the job to land on your lap. So you have to be intentional. So maybe in the last 6 months, in the early part of your second year, if you're a PhD student, maybe in the 3rd year you start. And so you have to look for the job sites. We have Indeed for the UK jobs. We have jobs.com for jobs.org. We have LinkedIn. We have other sites. You can look at them. We have newspapers that are now becoming almost obsolete. Newspapers to advertise the jobs, word of mouth. And sometimes if you go to the employer's website, the jobs are advertised. So if you go, you get these advertisements and then you look for the qualifications. If you fall short, you have time to maybe prepare yourself for it. If you are qualified, then you get your CV. But generally, you don't have to wait for a CV to be asked for before you do your CV. you have to always update, have a CV, a basic CV there. And then anytime you do something or there's an appointment or anything, you add it on. And then you prepare your personal statement, your bio, or your profile. Remember that different companies require different CVs. So the CV you send to Nestle, you cannot send the same CV to maybe Coapacoco or to another establishment. So you have to tailor the CV to the needs and the job specifications that the company is looking for. And then please, please, please get an appropriate picture for if you need to send a picture, maybe attach a picture to the ladies. I'm begging you, if they say attach a picture, we don't need you to be too exposed. But sometimes some of the pictures that are sent to us as maybe official papers, there's too much flesh showing, and that doesn't really come across as a serious person. To get an appropriate picture, the guys, we don't want any unkempt hair or any scruffy t-shirt. I mean, if it's a picture for employment, first impressions are very, very important. So the picture should be very clear and should be very official as possible. And then remember that sometimes you may either have an online interview or an in-person interview, and it's important how you go and carry yourself, having an eye contact, not fidgeting too much, and trying to connect with whoever is asking you the question. You try to relax, but you don't have to be too overly friendly. If you're overly friendly, then it may annoy some of the panel members. So you are just relax, answer the questions. You don't have to bring in any jokes. You answer the questions when you are asked. No frowning, with a very nice face, and then you'll be able to impress them. So remember that you need to look for advertisements. There could be word of mouth. There could be employers' advertisements. But please get your CV ready. Sometimes some jobs are such that as soon as you are contacted, maybe the deadline is almost up and you to get your CV. So you have to get a very basic CV, a general CV that you can tweak. Maybe the statement of purpose can easily be tweaked to suit the purpose of the employment. Okay, so at this point, I'd like to give us some nuggets for a resilient career. As I said, I'm looking at a resilient career opportunity, and I've really given you intro to identifying the jobs and all. So I'd like us to look at some nuggets for a resilient career. So the first nugget that I'd like each and every person here to put in the pocket is be wise, knowing the times. Be wise, knowing the times. It's very, very important as youth. I know that right now, all of you are my sons and daughters. Okay, so as youth, it's very, very important to know the times and to know when to do what. What do I mean by this? Let's look at this graphic here. I'm taking this here as the life cycle of a man. Okay. I want us to be wise so that we know the phases or the clock of life, so we can redeem the time. What do I mean by the clock of life? In the clock of life, we have 4 watches. We have the first watch, the second watch, the third watch, and the fourth watch. The first watch is called the morning watch. The second watch is called the afternoon watch. The third is the evening watch, and the fourth is the night watch. Now, in the morning watch of the human life, we have the stage of development where we are picking basic life skills, psychomotor movement and all that, learning how to speak, learning how to read, learning how to respect, learning how to eat, and everything. It happens in the first 20 years of our life. The language someone speaks in the first 20 years of their life can never be erased from the person's memory. No matter where that person goes, and that person cannot speak that language. Once within the first 20 years, you have spoken that language, you will be able to speak that language. So we have certain skills that are picked here. And then from age 0 to 20, then from age 20 to 40, which I know most of you fall within, is the yarn weaving period or the establishment period. This is a time that you are establishing your career. There's a time that if I say yarn weaving, what I mean is everything you do in this life is like a claw, a piece of string that we weave together to sew a cloth. So we have the cotton, and then we weave the yarn together to get the cloth. Now, a lot of people have woven their yarn together, and they are spinning or doing content creation on TikTok, on other things, I don't know, on other WhatsApp media and all that. So on Facebook and all that, Telegram, and they go viral. But you are sitting here, you are now doing your math. You don't even have enough time to write your proposal. And you waste all your nights arguing because someone danced in a particular way or someone wore a cloth in a particular way. No, this is not the time to worry about what someone has done that has been put on social media. You will have to weave your yarn so that in future somebody too may want to read about what you have done, about the innovations you have brought. Someone can come and sit on TikTok and just insult and say all form of vulgarities, and people waste their time following that person, giving comments, giving feedback, giving likes, giving subscriptions and all that. I believe that it's not the time for us to do that. It's the time for us. I can say about 90% of you listening to me are between 20 and 40. And it's the time you need to weave a yarn. What is it in your career after your self-assessment? What is it that you really, really need to add? The time that you waste on that person's video, commenting and fighting and arguing, you can weave your yarn. Is it a political career that you want to enter into after school? You need to know the political terrain in that particular party or whatever, so that you'll be able to get yourself poised and ready for it. So from even from year 0 to 40 is the yarn weaving time, because some people hone their skills earlier. So you have to make time, get a skill, get a hobby, get a talent, devote time into investing in you. Devote time and resources into investing in you. Instead of buying credit just to comment on somebody's status or something, invest that credit in maybe going on an online course, registering on an online course and getting something on your CV. And then in the third ward, that's the evening, between 40 and 70, you have a lot of experience. So you are now replicating what you did, and you are going to be able to even do it better, because from experience, from your mistakes, from your hairs, you'll be able to do it even better and faster because you have been through the mill, and so you know how to do it faster without repeating the mistakes. So the mistakes that are made from 0 to 40 are to help you to be a better person from 40 to 70. And from above 70, it's like you are retiring and it's the night time, you have to leave a legacy. And so there's a song that says that work for the night is coming when man works no more. So you make sure that you put in all your best. You don't sleep too much. Some people sleep from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. No, that is too much of a sleep. It means that you wasted half of your day. And if you do it continuously, then it means that by the time you are 70, you slept for 35 years. That isn't too good. So you have to monitor how you sleep, and then you make sure you don't sleep too much, because after 70, you'll be even wanting to sleep and the sleep won't come. So invest all that you can. And so, and then in our watches too, we call the spring is the 0 to 20, summer is 20 to 40, autumn is 40 to 70, and then winter is above 70, when people have become weak and frail. So right now, you imagine someone who is 60 years already, and the person is in class 1. People will laugh at him. Imagine a 20-year-old in diapers. Someone will laugh at the person. You are 20, and if you are not sick, then you cannot be in diapers at 20 years. If you are 14 years, if it's not your custom that pushed you into getting married, you cannot be married. A married 10-year-old is something that isn't happening. I remember last year, there was a case where I think they were trying to betroth a 10-year-old girl to one of the fetish priests in Accra. There was a big case, though, a very, very, very big case. They would not allow it. And imagine an adult, like maybe a 40-year-old man, begging a 6-year-old boy for money. You know, all these things don't add up. But if you're able to look at your time clock and try to work within the time clock and face the demands of that period, the phase of your life, I think you'll be heading towards a resilient career or a resilient tomorrow. Number two, something very, very, very important is to identify mentors. Who are the names, the great names in your career? Identify them. Right now, by God's grace, we have the networks, we have online means for meeting people. Please identify mentors in your career. Identify mentors in your profession and make use of them. So who is a mentor? Mentor is normally quite an elder. You look at the elderly lady she's reached very high in her career, almost at the topmost. The young lady is at the very beginning of the career and with a smile, not intimidating, trying to reach out a hand to pull the young lady up to where she has reached. So this is a mentor who will try to bring you up to where or nearer to where he or she is. And there's another mentor here, mentoring a mentor, a mentoring a mentee who is also a mentor to a mentee. So it can have a ripple effect or a cascading effect where someone mentors you and you're able to mentor someone with the mentorship that you get from that person. So basically, who is a mentor? I'll give you a working definition. A mentor is an experienced person who advises and helps somebody with less experience over a period of time. So a mentor is not, clung to the mentee forever. And a mentee is a person who is advised or helped by a more experienced person over a period of time. The system of mentorship is not so the mentor will provide money or provide fish or provide everything. The mentor is to teach the mentee how to fish, not to provide fish for the mentee. So your mentor may be annoying at first because he start giving you certain task assignments, or can you in 3 days do a review of this article for me? It's very, very important. We need it for this discussion. And you may think the person is being too hard, but that is what a mentor does. A mentor prepares you for the rigorous life ahead so you can have a resilient career. So there are tiers of mentoring, so we can identify these. The first tier of mentoring are the parents, guardians, and parent figures in our lives. So you have a mother and daughter, and the way a mother will talk, carry herself, the daughter will pick. The way a father will pick, or a parent figure will carry him or herself, the child will pick. So the primary mentoring that we get is from our immediate home, from our parents and our figures that we live with, the grown-ups that we live with. The second tier of mentoring is with our teachers, our lecturers, our instructors. I believe that maybe even in your programs in your schools, you may have some teachers that you really look up to, and some teachers that you really think that they can really help in shaping or honing your career. Those all can be relied upon. We have the lecturers, and then we have instructors too, who can be very good mentors. So that's the second tier of mentorship. And then the third tier is for the professional mentorship. When at work, in school, at work, you have your elderly ones, but you don't, the mentorship relationship is not servitude, it's not self-slavery, it's very professional. You are guided on how to reach higher than you came into the work with. And then the fourth tier that we have are the social mentors, the neighborhood or community mentors, and the news and the social media mentors. But there are some people you have never seen before, but because of their social media presence or because of the impact they have in your social sphere or the impact they have on the neighborhood or even in the news, you want to be like that person. You may not even physically have a contact with the person, but the person's aura, the person's disposition influences you. So you read about the person and try to be like the person. But in all these, for what we are talking about, we are looking at a professional mentor or a career mentor who will urge you on. And as a mentee, you will need to be able to amend yourself for all the trainings and the discipline that your mentor will be giving you. And the third nugget That is very, very important too, is to know the workplace terrain. Know the workplace terrain. Are you going to work in Ghana or are you going to do abroad? Are you going to work in Nigeria? Are you going to do abroad? Are you going to be, relocate to your country, or you are going to be working either in China where you are domiciled now, or you move to Europe, you move to Australia, you move to Canada, you move to US, you move to New Zealand, you move to the Southern American countries. Wherever you have to go, you have to know the workplace terrain. So at home, when you come back to the time, to the home and the work culture, there's something called a reverse culture shock. When you go to China, or when you went at first, you realize that everything was on point. When you have a meeting, if I ask you to raise hands, how many of you were late for your first lecture? Mommy, am I allowed to ask this question? How many of you were late for the first lecture? I know a lot of, and because in China, if they say 5 o'clock, it means that by 10 minutes to or 15 minutes to, all the students should be seated. And then at 5 minutes to, the lecturer enters, and on the dot at 5 o'clock, the lecture starts. True or false?
True, man.
Very true. So I want to ask, how many of you were late for your first lecture as Ghanaians? I know more than one person was late for the very first lecture or the very first appointment. So at home, so having been in a situation where time works, and if they say 7 o'clock, it means that 5 to 7 o'clock, then you come back to Ghana, and because you've lived there for 2 to 4 years, you've forgotten that here in Ghana, we say, when we are given a time, we say that 9:30 to 10 to 10:30. That's how we give our time. So if you have to go and meet someone, and the person says that 9:30 to 10 to 10:30, and the person comes at 11, the person has come very early. Because that is around the elastic time that the person gave you. So there is a reverse culture shock where you have to come back to your culture, come back to the food, come back to how people shout when they are talking. Because the way the Chinese buildings are close together, you cannot go and be shouting at the top of your voice like the way people pray and shout like that. You can't do that. And so you come back to the culture shock. Everything is shocking you. So you have to be re-immersed in your culture again. And then how people can delay in answering mails, and how people can promise and not fulfill and all that. In Ghana, as I said, you have elastic timelines. Sometimes people's commitment to work, especially if it's for the government, the commitment is very low. If it's for the government, people come to work, maybe sleep on duty and all that. So you come and then you meet all this and you are really petrified that, hey, why are people working this way? Because it's like, hey, how are people working this way? So when you have to come back and work at home, you have to be prepared to see these things and not be too shocked, but you will be committed to what you have to do. Okay, because there are some good people in Ghana who work well, but these are some of the things that I said are going to shock you. When you come back, you take a letter to a place expecting a reply in 3 days. It takes 3 weeks, and when you go, they are now looking for the letter. Some of us had serious shocks when we came, and if you don't take care, you may end up fighting everywhere you go, because you are surprised that from where you are coming, everything is really on point. If they say come for your letter at 3 o'clock, by 3 o'clock you go and the letter is in the delivery basket to be given to you. But here, sometimes, not every place, in some places you go and they are now looking for the letter. I hope that when you come back and work at home, you make the workplace a better place for everyone. There are some people who work very hard here in Ghana, but having been in a system where everything is controlled outside the country, you are going to have a lot of shocks when it comes to these aspects. Are you want to go to work abroad? Then here too, we have the culture shock. You have maybe you work in Ghana for some time, and you go and then everything is so much on time that you are even surprised. Sometimes you are stifled because it's so much on time, and your bus delays for 2 minutes, and by the time you enter, the meeting has already started. And if you don't take care, if the president is in, the door will not be open for you. So these are some of the culture shocks too for things for works abroad, punctuality to meetings. People are punctual, meeting deadlines, replying. As soon as you reply, you write a mail, you get an instant reply. Within the hour, you get a reply. That doesn't happen because here we have network challenges, yes, but even that one, sometimes you need to be able to act faster. And then sometimes you wonder the promptness of people, even for unofficial meetups. When there are meetups, it may be unofficial, but people are always on time to make a work. The workplace, when you go to the workspace, the clutter is not as much as when you come here. There's very minimal stuff on the table, so you're able to work. The work ethics are good, and there's work integrity, especially in the government work. You cannot go and say that you are supposed to report to work at 5 and you don't go at 5. So there's a lot of integrity when it comes to people who have to account to the government, because those in charge of monitoring and evaluation are working. So there's a lot of commitment when it comes here. So we need to look at either importing the culture in the system where we are now into wherever your small place of work is. But that's not to say that in Ghana, everybody works in a nonchalant way. People work, people are dedicated to work, but sometimes in the overall scheme of things, you may find these people sleeping at work and all that, the elastic deadlines here. So it's up to you to be able to see where you want to be, see how they work, and prepare yourself and prime yourself to be able to work effectively in that workspace. Okay, so nugget number 4, very important. You have to create networks. Whether it is physical or virtual, you need to create networks. So we have physical networks like conferences, attending conferences, attending workshops, attending summits, symposia, and group discussions. All these are ways that you can attend. So when you go for the conference, you don't stick with people you came from Ghana with and people you came from the same institution with. To be able to network, you go outside your conference zone. If someone came from maybe UESCC, the person came from another place, maybe Jiangsu or another Nanjing, you come together, get their contact so that you can further develop networks. And then there are virtual networks you can create, and you can create a LinkedIn account. Sorry, the Indian can create a LinkedIn account. If you don't have, please create a LinkedIn account and then join LinkedIn professional groups and other groups and other professional groups, like maybe there's a WhatsApp group discussing maybe something in your professional area. You can join. There's a Facebook group, Google group discussing things that will promote your career. You try and join it. And there are a lot of job advertisements too on the LinkedIn groups and pages that you can access. And actually, we are almost done, or we are done with a book that is looking at West African foods. Myself, Dr. Patricia Usudako, and a professor from Nigeria, for Charles Awor, we edited the book. And I've never physically seen Prof. Awor, but we worked together to edit a book on health and nutritional and health aspects of West African foods. And so we had 15 chapters. We were able to bring together about 30 authors to bring the book. And the book is in press. And I believe that in the next few weeks, the book will come to print, and I'll send the cover to Elder Good, to Dr. Edu Yeboah, Dr. to be Edu Yeboah, so that you see. It was through LinkedIn. They saw my profile, and then the global president of the Global Harmonization Initiative saw that this lady can lead the team to get us a book on West African food. So they contacted me, contacted Prof. Awor, and then together we scouted for authors that we can use through our networks as well. So we had a group of authors from Nigeria, a group of authors from Cameroon, a group of authors from Ghana, and then we've done the first set. And in future we'll do the other West African, the Francophone West African countries and the other English-speaking West African countries. So it is through LinkedIn that I got that, and I believe that once the book comes out, everybody will see that Dr. Patricia Usu has created or added knowledge the field of science when it comes to ethnic and traditional foods of West Africa. So please, it's very, very important to try and create your networks and make sure that when you are in that network, you are not just a quiet one. Make your presence in the network relevant. Also, nugget 5 are the skills, behaviors, character, and the attitude that you have to adapt. What do I mean by this? There are some skills you need to have, behaviors you need to culture, character you need to exhibit, and attitude you need to show. There are some behaviors you need not to bring when you come to the workplace. It will crumble your career. We are going to look at all these and then we'll see. So there are some positive traits or career traits that you need to embrace. By all means, be e-savvy. You cannot, at this time or at this stage in the world dynamics, say that as for me, I don't like WhatsApp, I don't like the tools. And you are even in China, the heart of all electronic innovations. So we need you to know your tools, know your apps, know your systems that will make you relevant. It is a value addition in this era. If you are doing human resource management, what are the tools that you can leverage for water engineering? What is it that you need to know and to have so that you'll be able to make yourself better? You have to build your niche. What is your niche? Generally, I say I'm a food scientist, but what I'm really known for is my trainings in food hygiene and in food product development. So, you can't have everything, do everything in your area of expertise, but you have to build a niche for yourself and then know the requirements for your career progression and plan towards it. If it means maybe writing papers, you see how many papers you want to write in a year and how you go forward. And then by all means, live a stress-free life. Please don't complicate your life with stress. As much as possible, live a stress-free life. Eat well and exercise. Eat well, that is my area. So if I don't bring it in, my talk won't be complete. Eat well, eat a balanced diet. Maybe at another forum, I'll just come in and talk about how we can, eat well, balanced diet for mental alertness and for a healthy life. Be a team player and have a healthy work-private life balance. Please don't always give an excuse that something is happening at home, so you're not able to show up at work. And don't always keep yourself at work so much that your family suffers. There should be a healthy work-life balance. You have to share knowledge. You don't have to be selfish. You don't have to be selfish. Share knowledge, impart skills as much as you can, and manage opportunities very well. But sometimes opportunity may not come as just, okay, there's a work here, please come and apply and do. The opportunity may come closed, so you may have to manage it well by enclosing the opportunity. A typical example was I had a sister who had finished her first degree, and some foreigners from Canada came from McGill University, some professors, and they wanted a survey done on some fish at the lakeside. And that time we didn't have all these remote things that you can just sit in your room and do the questionnaire gathering. So she had to actually go to the places herself. She printed out questionnaire, had to go to the place and then interview people one. She finished everything in record time, picked some fish for them for analysis, and then they went. As soon as they went, because of the way she worked, they just sent her a letter that that time we didn't have this email thing. This was about 30 years ago or 20 something years ago. So they called on the landline and asked her to fill the form online. If I saw online on the phone, so she gave their details and they processed everything. Within 3 weeks, she was in Canada. Do you believe it? So this opportunity presented herself, but she could have said that, hey, maybe I can't go to this side, I can't do this, that. But she picked it up and did it. And then at the end of the day, they saw that she was a material that could be used as part of their team at McGill University, Canada, to be able to do their work. So she was brought as part of the team, and she had a salary attached to her doing her master's. So sometimes these opportunities may come not as obviously as maybe a job advertisement, but if you look at the opportunity very well, manage it very well, it will inure to your benefit. And then sometimes it's not all about money. You know, the trend with the younger generation is, what is in it for me? If you don't give me money, I'm in it. And so let's try and also look at how we can volunteer for some jobs, because sometimes it's in the volunteering that our capabilities, our talents will be seen, and then it will land us in a job that will enhance our career. Okay, so more on the attributes to have. There's the need for soft skill. That's what most people don't have. Now, people are so interested in TUPOR, forget that when you are being educated, it's an all-round thing. So the soft skills like teamwork, etiquette, public speaking, honesty, going the extra mile, morality are all sort of dwindling. But I like to encourage my dear students here. Unfortunately, at first I used to come to China a lot. I used to come to China almost every 3 to 6 months, but it's been a while since I came. The next time I'm in China, I think I'll definitely want to meet you guys and then we'll talk. We have to really value these soft skills, because sometimes you may have maybe a first-class GPA, you may have a very high grade point, but there are certain things that maybe the company is looking for that if you are lacking in soft skills, you may not have. So we're looking at teamwork, looking at etiquette, public speaking. Are you able to speak in public, or you'll be shaking like a leaf? Honesty, going the extra mile, morality. These are all things that we look at in addition to your GPA or your accumulated weighted average. And then we have the presentation skills. You have the information, but how are you going to present it? There's another presentation I do on presentation skills, how you present your work, whether it's at the conference or whatever, for you to be clearly understood and appreciated. And then there are the cross-cultural issues. We are here in Ghana. You grew up in Ghana and you are in China. They have a different culture from us. Our culture isn't 100% okay. Their culture isn't 100% okay. So there are times that we have to 100% okay according to us. So if someone's culture is different from yours and you think it's not 100% okay, that is their culture, and we need a lot of respect and education in accepting the culture that we have gone to domicile in. We have our culture, we eat fufu with our hand. Someone has a culture, takes the fish with chopsticks. I mean, these are all cultural issues, but we need a blend and all the varieties of things that happen in the cultural space to be able to have a nicer life. So please, we don't have to, pass very bad comments about other people's culture, because you'll be working there. You are living there now. So you need to be able to appreciate, and you realize that when you appreciate their culture, they tend to be very nice with you. When you love their language, you love their food, you eat with chopsticks and all that, they are happy with you. So I believe that we take these cross-cultural issues, okay, the Ghanaian culture is very 100% okay for Ghana. We can import a little bit there and then use it, but that you can't superimpose the culture of Ghana on somebody, because the person too has his own unique culture. So we have to understand cross-cultural issues and have a lot of respect for other people from different cultures, especially if you have to work in a place that is not your country. You have to have a lot of respect. Not that be humble, or not that let them humiliate you or let them walk over you. No, what I mean is there should be respect for the cultural system you are working in. And then you have to be good at negotiations. I think the culture was so important to me that I repeated it. And then you have to be good at negotiation skills. If maybe you have to be given a salary and you have to negotiate, then you should be able to do that. And please remember that there is a need for continuous professional development. No matter how high you get, even when you are the topmost of your career, there is still the need for continuous professional development. So if your professional body offers continuous development annually, please go and listen to new trends, emerging trends, so that you will not be left out, because you have to train the people who are younger than you. And then if they realize that you are not abreast of things, they are not going to have a lot of confidence in you. So continuous professional development is actually a must for all of us. And if you think that for some of them, you can easily carry them with what you are doing, then you do it. Remember that there are sometimes you need licenses to be able to operate better, especially in the global sphere. Maybe if you want to be an accountant, you need you as a license, this, that, a licensed marketer, a license that. So please look, even if you are not looking for the job now and you really want to be in the UN or WHO or something, you look at what they normally look out for and then get yourself prepared. So by the time you are done with school, you have all those other licenses that will go with it. Okay, there are some negative traits to eschew or to prevent or to avoid. Please, when you secure a job, don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Once you've been able to identify the place, you've got that opportunity to work there, don't be selfish. Don't be a workplace gossip. There are some people who move from table to table. All they do is to gossip, go and listen to one gossip, take it to another place, say it, and then get another gossip. So if someone comes and tells you that, oh, these people are saying this, ask the person, what did you go and say for the people to be so confident to tell you about me? And then another important thing is to avoid procrastination. If you have to submit a report, a document, whatever, don't wait to the very last minute, because the internet may be off, something may happen, or the lights may be off, your computer may break down or shut down or freeze. So please avoid procrastination, because it can give you a lot of stress. Procrastination, when you have to tender in something, tender it earlier than the exact deadline, because for the online submissions too, when it gets closer to the deadline, you have a lot of submissions, so it's slow. And you may not be able to submit the good work you have done before the link is removed. So please remember to avoid procrastination. And then avoid bootlicking. There are some people, whatever the boss says, yes, whatever the boss says, just because they want some small favor, that is not, you cannot go and talk about your colleague just to get a favor. Bootlicking. You want to just sing the praise of a very evil boss just because you want a favor. You don't have to do that. And then if you have a warranted favor, there are some people who trade sets for favors. Maybe I want to be promoted. The boss will say, if you don't sleep with me, I'm not going to allow. This goes both ways, though. It's not only the women who suffer, the men too suffer. Some female bosses are very, very, very bad. They will ask for certain favors that you, the man, maybe because of your morality, you don't want to give. You'll be forced to. You'll be forced, and if you refuse, then it means that you are going to be victimized or be treated in a very bad way. So please, in the workplace, you don't rise through unwarranted favors and dishonest means. Please use the right means to rise. If the people will not carry you along, leave them, your time will come. Or if the place becomes now too toxic to work at because of maybe the demands that are coming, you are not a tree, you are not planted there, you can leave and look for a place that will help you to grow better in your career. And this toxic work environment goes with the stressful work environment. Please, if the workplace that you find yourself is stressful, it can affect your health and give you sickness. So you try to avoid stressful work as much as you can. If it's not you bringing the stress upon yourself and the stress is from the work, maybe an evil boss or maybe someone, then you have to advise yourself, see whether you can move to another office or see whether you can change the job so that you are more efficient. Okay, so I'm concluding. I hope I'm in time. Okay, so to conclude, I'll say that we have to know the times, within the time, and weave your own yarn. Which part of your life cycle are you at? Right now, I'm talking to you as my student, so I know that it's the time that you are weaving your yarn. Write your papers, publish your papers. get all the knowledge, go to the library, get everything that you need to weave your yarn so that in future people will come and read your story. Identify mentors, know your workplace terrain, and work according to the workplace terrain. There are timeliness, punctuality, and all the positive things that are the workplace. Please try and incorporate it. Don't say that Ghana man attitude. So you go to work and then if you have to report at work at 9, you go at 10 and nobody talks, so you think it's okay. You don't have to do that. If you have to come back to Ghana, you have to come with an attitude that I want to work. You work, you go the extra mile. You go the extra mile. Even if everybody is sleeping, you want to go the extra mile. You go to a point that when I said I used to come to China a lot, we were trying to build our international office. We had just started and we had to do a lot of communications with China. So I had to be up around between 12 and 2 every day to be able to communicate with your international office and the presidents for collaborations. And then I had to deal with Canada. So that place too, I had to talk with them after our work hours. So there was very little time I had to sleep, but I had to do that elastic working hours because we were trying to build an office that could stand the test of time, a resilient office. And now I look back and I'm very happy with the sacrifices I made for that office because right now we have extended our collaborations to Poland, Turkey, to the other European countries. And I think I will celebrate after the presentation. So that is, so know your terrain. Please don't come back with a very serious work attitude and then relax because some people are not working well. And don't go to another country going to work there with an attitude that shows lackadaisicity. If you are not working, if you are mediocre, they are not going to look at you. And then create networks. Please create networks as much as you can. Healthy ones, not ones that will drain your energy, but ones that will help build you up. Eat well, avoid toxic company and workplace stress, and have a positive behavior, character, and attitude, because these are very critical for your resilience tomorrow. And I'll say thank you very much for giving me an ear. Thank you, Mami. I'm done.
Thank you so much, Dr. Patricia, for the insightful session. So to congressmen and women, please, has anyone got questions? If you've got a question, you can please unmute and ask Dr. Patricia.
Please, I have a question.
Yes, please, you can continue, Edna.
My name is Edna, and my question may be a bit lengthy, but I'll try and summarize it. From doctor's presentation, starting from the phase of life, the clock of life, the point where most of us are in the 40 to 70 stage, where we are now weaving our yarn. Particularly, personally, I'm in a situation or I'm in a position where before I came to China, I lost interest in the industry, excuse me, the industry, and gained more interest in the entrepreneurship world. So for right after my MBA, 3 years after my MBA, I started working for myself because of the interest I lost in the industry. But before I got to that stage, I noticed that I was this person who would want to know why a certain decision or a certain a certain instructions must be followed in the workplace. This is coming because of the last aspect of workplace attitude, like the boots licking aspect, where we don't just follow every instruction or we don't just do anything because we've been asked to do. I realize that at workplace, I want to know why our immediate bosses have given us this instruction when I think there are other ways we could have done it. So I want to know why we are not doing it this way, but that way. I noticed that aspect of me, and I was lucky to have a boss who would explain to me why, Edna, we should do it this way and not that way, because this may be cost effective, and this may be, even though it is lengthy, it may be cost effective, or even though it is shorter, he tried to give me reasons why we are not doing it the way I think or I see it could be done. My question is, realizing this aspect of me, and at the point where I'm in the educational or the academia, because I'm doing my PhD, most people think after PhD, I should be thinking of lecturing or I should be thinking of teaching or something in the academia. This is me who is not really interested in the academia. This is somebody who would love to be in the industry. But because of this aspect of me, the fear of the industry pushed me or is pushing me into the entrepreneurship world. I am torn between three places. How do I position?
Edna, thanks a lot for the very loaded question. And yes, I think it's profound. Yes.
Nothing do I need to position myself. So how do I position myself? Considering these three parts of me, these three scenarios I have spelled out. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much, Edna. I think you can do all three.
Okay.
You have the capacity to do all three.
Yes.
The reason being that you have a questioning mind, an inquiring mind. An inquiring mind can come up with innovations that may not be accepted, easily in the workplace. So you have your innovation and you want it to become a standardized product. You own it. So you have your entrepreneurship, you have your company, or you have your facility that you I don't know what you are into. What are you into?
Yeah, I'm into the food business. I own a mini restaurant back in Ghana before China.
Okay. So you are in the food business and your innovations, maybe really, and food, it's all about innovation. So you have your food business, the innovation is there, but your boss will not accept your innovation. For instance, those, say, let's make sobolo, and then they just do it. But you may want to add certain things that you think will help. But your boss will want to cut costs and you do it in a particular way. You understand? So you have your own ideas, your innovation that makes you an entrepreneur. And then sometimes you may need to be in the job place so that you get a capital to say if the money is good. Yes, and then in academia too, we need all that, the innovation and the job place experience to be able to help train the students, because we don't want lecturers who have nothing to do with industry teaching our students. But we want the students to be exposed to the realities of industry. So from where I'm sitting, I see you as someone who has the capacity and the potential to be able to do all three. But you have to be strategic about it. When you are in Edna's eatery, that one day you are your own boss. You can go to the kitchen. You can go to your kitchen and then decide to add your spices, to add this, that. So that one is your innovation, it's your kitchen. You are the boss. But then when you come to the workplace in the industry where maybe either it's a public one or a personal, a private industry, then there's something called teamwork, compromising and understanding each other. Before any step, once they know you have an inquiring mind, even if you are not there, they will say that, as for Edna, let's wait and talk with Edna before we start. I'm telling you, they'll be saying that because they know Edna will ask questions. And I'm not just follow everything hook, line, and sinker like that. So Edna, let's ask. But then if you have a dissenting view, you don't have to attack them, because sometimes these bosses, they have a very, very, very high ego. If you go and attack them, they'll stick to what they are saying. So you say it in a very nice way. I was thinking we could do it this way and that way to save cost or to make it better. Maybe slightly expensive, but for the health of the people going to eat it, we are going to have a better deal. If you're able to, it all comes to the negotiation skills and how you present whatever you think may have been a better option, but they are not using it. Sometimes it's not all that you say that they will hear, but eventually they will listen. Yeah, I have that experience. Eventually they will listen, but they will not listen it right when you talk. But if they, after about 3, 4, 5 suggestions, if they realize that yours could have been a better option they did not take, then they may include you in discussions. But sometimes these bosses think they don't have to ask anyone. If they want to do it this way, they have to do it this way. And for academia, I believe that, right now we need industry. There should be a marriage between industry and academia. That even if you are not physically present in our class with our students, we can have you coming in, maybe either through Zoom or maybe over the weekends or during their internship times, to interact with Dr. Edna, to have a knowledge of how things really happen in industry, because we are training the students for industry. So we encourage in that now, even there was a CTVET dialogue. I was on it as a panel member, talking about how we need industry to come in to help us train the students to see the standards they have. Otherwise, the lecturers alone can't do it. So you are a 3-in-1 woman. Yes. Okay. And I appreciate what you are made up of.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay, please, does anyone have any other question? Okay, right. So because of time constraints, I would have to hand over back to the MC. But thank you so much, Dr. Patricia, for this insightful session once again. Thank you so much for allowing us to draw from your words of wisdom. Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome. I'm happy I've been asked to come. I'm always available anytime you want me to come and chip in. And anytime I'm in China, I'll let the president know so that I get some time to meet you.
All right, Doc. Thank you. Selena, please, you can take over from me. Honorable Selena, thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mami, and thank you so much, Doctor. We have learned so much. We really appreciate you for your time and for sharing so much with us. Special thank you to all the facilitators for the various sessions from the beginning up until now. And special thank you to every congressman and woman for actively participating in today's activity, in participating in the discussions, taking part in the individual sessions as well. Congress continues tomorrow, and I hope and pray that we engage once more. We'll take our announcements from the National WUCOM, Honorable Mami.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Selena. So a few announcements and then I hand over back to you. So Congress continues tomorrow and they will start at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And some activities that have been lined up for tomorrow's Congress are the reading of the national report, the Senate reports, the National Financial Report, and also we get the opportunity to continue listening to other guest speakers. And for tomorrow, we've got 2. Also, the National Audit Report will be read out and vetting results will be declared tomorrow. So please come. And we get to also hear from our aspirants. They read their manifestos for those who make it through, right? And you also don't want to miss, even the third day, but come for tomorrow's on. And so
I also want to use this opportunity to apologize because we didn't start the session with Dr. Patricia early. So sorry to all congressmen and women for the delay. And I'll hand over back to you, Ms. Selina. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the announcements. You have been duly acknowledged. Please, let's take the closing prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for an enriching first day. Though separated by distance, we have been connected by this virtual space and a shared passion for the future of Nugs. We thank you so much for the insightful presentations. We thank you so much for the lively discussions and the seeds of collaborations that have been sown today. We pray for continued focus and open minds throughout the Congress. May the remaining days be days that will be filled with fruitful discussions and meaningful discoveries. May your guiding light illuminate our path as we strive towards the betterment of Nugs-China. In your grace we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. Thank you all for participating. I'm Selina Grace. I have been your moderator for today. And let's meet same time here at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you all and have a blessed evening.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Please, I have a request.
Please, you can go on.
Could Dr. Patricia share her contact with us? She asked us to build connections, and I want to start from here, you know. So if she doesn't mind.
That's fine.
Okay.
Dr. Patricia.
Yes, please.
Please, we would like to hear from you. We'll want to have your contact so that we can reach out to you.
Okay, so can I put it on the chat box or I give it to the president and he shares it? How do you want
it? Any of them is fine.
Okay. Then I'm putting it up here. If I can collect everything from the president as well. So I'm putting the Gmail contact and then my WhatsApp number.
Please add LinkedIn too. We would want to connect on LinkedIn. Me in particular would want on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Thank you.
Selena is up there. I think I put it up there. So Selena, you are muted now.
Please, am I audible?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Please, we'll also share it in the delegates group so that we can have access to it as well in case you leave the group. Thank you so much, Dr. Patricia.
Okay.
And thank you all for joining. Today has been really, really awesome. A blessed evening to you all.